Hello, good morning. It is Monday, it's the 26th of May. Our main story today, President Trump has...
for comparing comments by a government minister to language used in Germany in the 30s.
The King and Queen will begin a two-day visit to Canada today. Buckingham Palace says the couple are very much looking forward to what they hope will be an impactful trip. But it comes with some diplomatic challenges. Simon Jones has this report.
The King and Queen had a brief taste of Canadian culture last week. A visit to Canada House in London, the country's High Commission in the UK, to mark 100 years since it opened. The next stop will be Ottawa. Charles has already visited Canada 19 times, but this will be his first as its King and Head of State. Back in 2022, as the Prince of Wales, he joined in the drum dance, to the delight of his fellow movers. This time, he will become only the second monarch after Queen Elizabeth II to attend the state opening of Canada's Parliament and deliver the speech setting out the government's legislative agenda.
Prime Minister of Canada, Your Majesty.
It will be another chance to meet the new Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, the former Governor of the Bank of England. He visited Buckingham Palace in March, shortly after taking office, and has just secured an election victory, fuelled in part by his party's opposition to the US president. That's after Donald Trump said this.
Canada should honestly become our 51st state. We wouldn't have a northern border problem.
This Mark Carney did visit the White House earlier this month.
Places that are never for sale. Last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale.
So the King will have the challenge of balancing a message of solidarity with Canada without jeopardising the UK's relationship with the US. A Buckingham Palace spokesperson said, the King and Queen are very much looking forward to the programme, mindful that it is a short visit, but hopefully an impactful one. A chance to cement what the palace sees as the ongoing special relationship between the Crown and Canada. Simon Jones, BBC News.
14 times. I think the plaque might have been a bit bigger with that number.
I know, but an emotional Rafa. It's always very sweet.
It was always going to be tears.
I know.
Thanks,
Thank you, John.
20 minutes to 7 now. For many, the spring bank holiday means taking part in some of the most unusual annual sporting traditions. The first race of many starts at midday. So, it is difficult to watch because there's just too many flailing limbs and the potential for broken bones.
But I reckon an advantage is if the ground is all soft and muddy. So, because it's less of an impact.
Slip more?
Well, yeah, but you don't hit the ground with as much force. That's what I would say. So I feel like wet weather might be an advantage. Let's find out. Carol, what do you reckon?
Well, there's certainly some wet weather in the forecast, Luxmy, today. That is for sure. It's unsettled.
Really is a bit of everything in that forecast, isn't there, Carol? Thank you for running us through that. Useful to know. Thanks.
Now the time is 6:47. Here in the UK, Wallace and Gromit are considered national treasures, rightly so. But they also have millions of devoted fans on the other side of the world.
Yeah, the pair have become a huge phenomenon in South Korea, believe it or not, with creators Aardman saying that the market is its biggest for merchandise outside of the UK. Our reporter Andy Howard has more.
Key rings, bag charms, slippers, hats and pens. You name it, his face is on it. Bristol's most popular pup, Gromit. But these photos weren't taken at Cabot Circus, The Mall or North Street. This is South Korea.
한국은 월리스와 그로밋을 사랑합니다. Korea loves Wallace and Gromit. People are crazy about this trend. Just face of the Gromit. You have to buy it. You have to do it. You have to wear it. You have to own it.
Quite how Gromit especially became part of the culture 5,000 miles away isn't clear. But these Korean students who live in Bristol have a theory.
It's embedded in our childhood memory. In elementary school, we started learning English from year 3-ish. And then because we're young, students don't pay attention. So teacher has to use some animation to show us something. And one of those material was Wallace and Gromit.
But Gromit is far more popular than Wallace in Korea. Now, some people think that's because animals are cuter full stop. But others think it could be because Gromit doesn't talk. He just uses facial expressions and is therefore easier to understand. But either way, more of their products are sold in Korea than anywhere else in the world outside the UK.
Maybe 20-25% of our money for Wallace and Gromit, particularly Gromit, probably comes from South Korea. And there'll definitely be things kind of coming to market very soon that you'll see Wallace and Gromit probably in spaces you wouldn't normally have imagined. So definitely in the kind of health and beauty space, in the financial space. And we've got an exciting collaboration that I can't really tell you what it is, but you'll find Wallace and Gromit participating probably in a sport that might be slightly unusual to them.
Is there nothing that these two can't do?
Absolutely nothing, no. I think it's something to be really proud of as well. Hopefully when Bristolians travel overseas and see Aardman products or, Aardman experiences of the places, hopefully they feel a sense of pride that a bit of Bristol's kind of gone with them, I guess.
So from Aardman animations to Asia, this little dog has become a huge part of Korean life. And as for the money he makes, cracking fees. Gromit. Andy Howard, BBC News.
See, that's another bank holiday tradition. That's what we've been talking about, because I'm pretty sure Wallace and Gromit used to be on bank holidays all the time, didn't it?
Who would have thought that in South Korea there'd be such love for it? But yeah. The time now 10 to 7, and a teenager from Hull trying.
That's about it for now, but later on we've got coverage of both Arsenal women and Crystal Palace as they hold victory celebrations with fans. There'll be full coverage online on BBC Radio London and on our social media throughout the day. I'm back with more in half an hour, but for now it's back to Luxmy and Ben. Bye-bye.
Hello, you're with Breakfast from BBC News with Luxmy Gopal and Ben Thompson. Now we're going to return to news that the King and Queen's two-day visit to Canada gets underway. Buckingham Palace says the couple are very much looking forward to what they hope will be an impactful trip. But it also comes with some diplomatic challenges. King Charles and Queen Camilla will travel to Ottawa as part of the royal visit. His Majesty is expected to deliver a speech to open the Canadian Parliament, in which many will be looking for a message about the country's sovereignty. All this comes as President Donald Trump has spent months saying that Canada would be better off as a US state. Now, we might take them for granted. Maybe they're on the street outside your house or they're the ones in your local parks, but trees are everywhere when you start to notice them. An appropriately named author, Paul Wood, has undertaken an extraordinary journey to discover some of Britain's most remarkable trees for his new book.
Yeah, I like this one that's wrapped around a postbox. He has spent the last 5 years travelling more than 300,000 miles across the UK to document 1,000 trees which have special significance either for their location or size or beauty. But before we speak to him, let's have a look at some of his favourites. Ending on quite a good tree there. Paul joins us now. Paul, first of all, I've got to ask,
Morning.
What got you into this, other than the fact that you felt like you had to live up to your name?
Well, there is that, obviously, but the thing that really got me started was when I was up on the Orkney Islands.
This little dog has become a huge part of Korean life. And as for the money he makes, cracking fees. Gromit. Andy Howard, BBC News.
And that's it from Breakfast for today.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow from 6. Have a great bank holiday. See you then.